I don't know about you. I have to start this show off every single damn week like this.
Wait, before we start, before you hit live, are we going to tell people that Phil is smoking again or no?
Well, let's just wait and see what they say about it.
You might want to
Hopefully,
hide the ashtray. You can see it in the background.
hopefully they didn't just hear that, even though I believe we've been live now for about a total of 28 seconds. But shit, man. Again, one of those nights that I could do a podcast and you just wouldn't see our faces, I would be taking something from y'all that I would never hear the end of. So, I'm not going to be around the bush too long. This is what, well, you didn't come for this tonight, but I'm going to tell you anyway. For the smoothest transition in the vape show game, here we go. I just parted the Red Seas there. What is going on, folks? It is the True Vapor Show number 309. And look who we've got down here. Look at this son of a bitch. He come to join us tonight, Mr. Phil Busardo. So
am I on now?
You are on.
Because you said don't say anything until I'm on. I don't know if I'm on yet.
You are on. You've been on now. So
Because if I say something really funny, nobody's going to want to fucking miss it. I can curse, right?
yes, you can.
Okay. Just want to fucking make sure. You know what I noticed? Here's how I want to start the show off. Okay, first of all, he says it's a yacht show. He says it. I come prepared. I got the yacht shirt on. I got the glasses, right?
Yep.
I got the adult beverage. You know, Nick gets paid for these things, right? He has like his logo on stuff. So if Iron Flask would like to support me or sponsor me in any of my future videos, please contact me. I'll give you my Scott be willing to give my contact information out. The other thing I want to say is I saw the picture of us on the yacht together. First of all, I don't know whose fucking yacht that is. I can't afford that yet, so I'm assuming it's Mike Vape's yacht, right? Because I know he can afford stuff like that now. Very popular reviewer.
Phil, that was the yacht we went on when I came to your house.
You didn't come to my house. You didn't because you're Mike Vapes. You're a very important guy. You got a lot going on. So I invited you over the house. You didn't. Matt Cully, he came to my house. He found the time and he found the place in his heart to come to my house, but you have not. Okay. Now, the other thing that I noticed, the picture of us on the yacht, right? Yep. I'm looking at the photo here. This is actually what I say to myself. I'm like, who the fuck is holding the fish? I'm like, who's the guy? Who's the guy that's holding the fish? And then I'm like, it's Mike. It's Mike Vapes. But I never see Mike Vapes without a hat on, ever.
There you go.
Ever. So then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, now I remember what Mike Vapes looks like. Hey, Fagan, can you do me a favor? Can you just remove the hat for 1 second? I just want to. Yeah, see? And then I come to the realization that on a daily basis, I shave more hair off my balls than the three of those guys have on the top of their head every single day. I realized that.
Yeah.
And this is exactly why I like to come on the show with you guys.
Definitely.
I can just hang out. I can just relax a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we all about. Well, let's do this. I'm gonna hold true to things. Let's just do around the table real quick. What you buffing? Quick buffet. Take it away, Mark.
This is the Geek Vape. One of the Aegises, I think, with the whatchamacallit take the skaters. There you go. And this Geek Vape. Oh, jeez, the Z RDA. There you go. With we know what that mod that is. It's barely working. And then juice. We got some banana custard. Wow. There you go. Thank you. Take it away, Mr. Mike Vapes.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Today I'm vaping on the Suck My Mat mod, the GUR intake dual. Got the Joe Mother Effin Turner's Love Juice in there, some raspberry custard. Also vaping on the same liquid in here. I got raspberry custard. I got the Boxer SBS with the Typhoon GT4. And doing a little clutch action X18 Nightmare RDA. We got that purple stuff in there. Bam, that. And I'm also vaping on the Serpent RDA on the I don't even know what this is. Amdura. That's it. Phil? Talk to
Hi.
us, baby.
So what I'm vaping on, it's the Z80, the Coolfire Z80. and with the Zenith 2 on there. Very, very happy with this product. We should talk more about this product here during the show. Also, in the tank, I have watermelon peach, the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line. Sells much better than Matt Cully's flavor, but like he barely even shows up in the spreadsheet. And Dimitri, I'm still beating him too, like by a long shot. So very delicious, watermelon peach. And I like Mike Vapes probably reviewed this. I don't know, like 10 years ago. What is the Valkyrian from UL? Am I saying that right?
Valerian.
Yeah, that because I'm trying to kill the battery because I want to get this review done by the end of the week. Nice little box here. And in this I have just a homemade pina colada.
Is that the version 2?
It figures is the version 2 out already? I don't know. Is there?
The version 1 came out over a year ago.
No, then this is the version 2. This is the
I haven't reviewed that one. I don't have.
You haven't?
Nope.
Hold on, I got to go do this review real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, shit. Tonight, rocking the Boxer 100 with the intake. I'm going to be short and sweet. You know me, I'm rocking that decked. And the K1 with the 100-foot of cable on there. You got to love that shit right there. There you go. Big bad buffet. So, Mr. Phil, it's been a little while since you've joined us. So, I'm certain there's a lot that's gone on. I mean, one thing being that you purchased that yacht that I tremendously love right there. But
you're welcome to come down anytime. I warn you that the photos that you have look a little bit better than the yacht in real life. I did. It's actually my let's see. This would be my 4th boat. And not because like I'm made of money, but because I've been busting my ass, like working dishwashing. Like we were talking about this the other night. My mother's like, you realize your first job was like you were 15 years old. You didn't even have your working papers yet. And I remember that I was busting tables and washing dishes. Because I was going to college and I was working in college as I was going to college, I was working as a DJ. I was doing okay. I bought a boat in college. That was my first boat. I like barely anybody had a car in college. I had a boat in college. And yeah, like I have it's a deck boat. It's nothing big, nothing special. And I actually bought it with a friend of mine here. So it's kind of like a partnership on the boat. So yeah, come on down. Like come and hang out. You get to hang out on the pool. We'll go on a boat. It'll be a lot of fun.
Are you inviting anybody in the vape community to come down?
No.
Oh, that's what I thought.
No.
hey,
no, but you guys can come down.
Hey, I haven't got to speak to you since you've done this, but that video you did of the house with the kind of the mobster type thing going
the vape
on
fellas.
That was awesome right there. I definitely love that. And we got a sneak peek of that house you're living in. I was like, that's what I expect Phil to be in right there. Look.
I've worked really hard over my life, I've done the right things. I've made the right decisions. I've gotten lucky a few times, and it's not like, believe me, if you see the house and you look at the houses that are around me, right, and some of the other homes here in Cape Coral, Mike will tell you, there are some beauties here. But I am fortunate, and I do appreciate everything that I have, everything that the industry has given me, and I just hope to keep giving back for as long as we can. But with the direction that everything's going, it's just shit, shit.
Well, the way I see it is you really don't even need to explain yourself on that. You work hard, you're gonna get shit. That's
absolutely. But you know, like how people are these days.
Yeah,
right?
Those are the people that either they're lazy or the situations, whatever.
Right.
It is. Instead, they should be like, you know what? I want to work hard too. I want to achieve that too. I want to do that too.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't look at it that way. They look at it like, I just want that. I don't want to work for it. I just want that.
Exactly.
Right.
I was the same way, man. That's why I'm all about the hustle. I'm always hustling.
Yeah.
Working.
Oh, yeah.
People always tell me, dude, do you even take a day off? Relax. I can't. I work. You got to work. That's the way it is, man. That's the way. That's the way it is.
Yeah,
I want to get what I want to get.
Right. And I mean, I've definitely slowed down with the number of videos that I'm doing, the reviews that I'm doing, but that really happened probably more than a year ago now, when all the travel started. Right, when we were doing all that traveling with Innokin, going from country to country, promoting the Innokin brand, the Innokin product, promoting our own product, I just wasn't able to put out the videos. And you know how YouTube works. You know how this industry works. As soon as you don't produce content, everything starts to slide, right?
Yep.
Not only do your numbers, your subscribers and your view count and all that slides, but this industry, they want you to make a video like as soon as you get the product. They want you to like just video. And as soon as you don't do that, then they stop sending you product too, which I'll be honest with you, that's a little bit of a sore subject with me, because I mean, I've helped launch a lot of these companies, right? A lot of these companies, years ago would fly to Rochester specifically to meet with me so that I could do the first video for them. And now it's like, but that's I think that's a lot of the Chinese mentality, right? Is when you're on top and you could do something for them, they're great to you, right? But as soon as you're not there anymore, I don't think they remember what you've done for them in the past. It's like, what can you do for them now? That kind of thing,
Here's a question though. So, how many years you got in Florida now under your belt?
Probably about a little over 4, I think. I think I've been here a little over 4 years.
Okay. So, which is better? The up north cold or that Florida heat? Which one can you tolerate the most?
Well, I can tolerate the heat more, I think, than the cold. The one thing that I miss about being here is probably the fall. If any season, it would be the fall. I used to like the color, with the leaves and everything, and I used to like the the places where you can go and get the homemade cider and the pumpkin pies and the apple cider donuts and all that, the fry cakes. That I would say would be like my biggest miss about being here. But then again, with that, all those beautiful colored leaves, they fall off the fucking tree and then you got to rake them, right?
Yep.
And that's the part that I don't miss. And I don't miss. It's really interesting being here. Everything is clean, right? And why is everything clean? Because you don't have the leaves falling off the tree. You don't have the salt spreaders spreading all the salt, and then the dirty snow and all that shit mixing together and decomposing, right? That just doesn't happen here, and everything looks like clean and neat and tidy, the streets and everything. But don't get me wrong, summers are fucking brutal here. It's brutal hot, and it's not necessarily the heat, because this summer I don't think we've gotten anything over like 92, 93 degrees, but the heat index is like 110, 115 because of the humidity. The humidity is brutal. And I'm not good with I sweat so bad. It's disgusting. You would think after I drop, some of the weight that I would, but no, it still comes. So, that's just something you have to, it's just, all right, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to do something. I'm going to get soaking wet. I'm going to have to come in and take a shower. Now I walk 3 hours or 3 hours. I walk 3 miles every morning and I ride my bike about 10 miles every night. And you just it's like 2 showers a day, and it's outfit after outfit, because you literally come back just drenched. But, I would still rather that and this lifestyle, because I think it's a healthier lifestyle than what I was dealing with up north.
Yeah.
Hey,
for sure.
95 and humid here in New York today. Nasty. And I think it's not even 80 in Florida today.
No, today I think it topped out at 90. Again, the heat index makes it warmer because of the humidity. But my parents said that too, because they're from Jersey and they're here visiting me right now, and they said they've actually enjoyed going out, on the deck at night, and just sitting outside. They said it feels like no worse or no better than what they've been dealing with in New Jersey. And, you're right outside New York, right? Very, very close. So you're getting your heat and humidity up there too, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's bad here, but I know. Are you sure? Because it shows 76. Earlier today, it was showing it was 77 and raining.
Today was cooler because it was raining and the sun wasn't out. I think my brother is right. Right now he's in Orlando. He's at Universal with his family, and then he's driving here on Friday, so the whole family's going to be here. And he said it was cool there today. He said it was like 79, 80, something like that. So, yeah, maybe it was the same thing here. But I tell you what, Doesn't matter. You go out there and you walk around the block a couple of times, it's just hot. It's hot and sticky.
yeah.
When I was
Hot
in
and sticky.
Miami for that expo, like I would take a shower, and the minute I would walk out of the hotel, I start sweating. Like the humidity there, there's no way I could stand down there at all.
I didn't know how I was going to do with it, but I'm doing okay with it. I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it, and I like I said, I would rather deal with that heat, because I tell you what, come wintertime, it's just paradise here, because that humidity goes away and you get that same air temperature inside that you have outside, and all the doors and all the sliders and everything opens up, and then you have that true indoor outdoor living, and it's just fantastic. It's fantastic. It really is.
And plus, no snow.
Yeah.
And no snow. Yeah.
Real quick, thank you for the donation there, Charlie. He says, I still watch Phil Busardo, even if I'm the last subscriber, and I'm still loyal to the companies Phil puts on blast. Love and respect to the panel.
Yeah. I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate there's a lot of guys who still watch me, and you know, you could tell by the comments, and you get comments from guys that you've seen comments from since day one. And, you know, for those guys who have been hanging around that long, watching me all these years, talking to this goddamn camera to myself all day long, you know, that's a great feeling. And, you know, I've said this on another show, too. I don't necessarily do the reviews to review product anymore. I really don't. I think I do the reviews more to show people that, hey, you know what? There's a 52-year-old out there that still vapes. He's been vaping since 2009. He's never had a health issue from vaping. He's actually healthier now, doing all this shit, this workout shit, every single day. If I could inspire somebody to get off the cigarettes or remain on the vape when they're like, I want to go back, I want to have that cigarette, but you know, I saw that Phil guy and he's still doing it, you know, because he's still, I'm going to do it too. I think I do it more now for that reason than showing people product, because you know the product, a lot of it's really, really similar now.
Yep.
Amen to that.
I got a question for you. So we were kind of discussing this before the show got started, but so I mean, it's obviously no mystery that the vape scene has kind of died off a little bit on YouTube. Things have gotten a lot slower. I'm curious because I kind of know what these guys are doing, but if things really got slow, I mean, a lot slower than what they are, have you thought about doing anything else on your channel?
I practice every day. I'm going to practice with you right now. You ready?
Let's do it.
Would you like fries with that? How did I do? Was that good? Condoms, aisle 4. No, you know, I don't know if I would do anything with YouTube. It's a shame too, because you have that subscriber base, right? You know, my subscriber base peaked out at around like maybe 150,000, and then it came down. And you're like, what can I do with that subscriber base? And it's difficult because that subscriber base subscribed to you because you reviewed electronic cigarettes, right? And that's what they expect from you. And you know, there's a lot of different things that, like, I'm obsessed with, of all things, robot vacuums, right? I'm obsessed with robot vacuum cleaners, right? If I could review anything, I think it would be robot vacuum cleaners. But I know Vacuum Wars, he's kind of got the lock on that. And that's another thing you think about. Okay, well, maybe I would do this, and then you're like, oh my God, there's another like 50 channels that are doing that, and they're doing it 10 times better than I could like start doing it right now. You know, so you got to think about that, and then you got to think about, well, what would be my shtick, right? What could I produce differently and better than everybody else that's out there? Now you got to think about too. All right, if I could do it better than everybody else that's out there, now I got to produce as much content as they're producing, and really hump my ass off to get to the point where I am now with vaping. And do I really want to start that all over again? Do I have it in me to do that all over again? And I don't know if the answer is yes. Right?
That's exactly what it feels like too. Just like starting from the bottom again. That's exactly what it is like.
It really is. You know, it really is. You know, of course, you know, some of the people, some of your diehard, I don't like to call them fans, friends, right, who have been with you along the way. They'll come watch you over there, because sometimes it's not about the product. Sometimes it's just, I want to hang out with Fagan. I want to hang out with Scott. I want to hang out with Mike Vapes. I like that personality. I like the way the guy talks. I like the way the guy acts. When he's on, I feel like I'm hanging out with a friend. Don't care what he's talking about. Don't care what he's reviewing. I'm just hanging out with a friend. You know, it's like sometimes on Sunday, I don't like football, right? I'm not a big sports guy. I don't like football. Sometimes on Sundays, I'll turn on the game. Not because I want to watch the game, because I like the sound in the background, because the sound reminds me of growing up, and my father always had the football game on Sunday, right? So that's what it becomes like. It becomes like, you know, I'm just hanging out with this guy because I like the personality, right? So you'll get people like that'll come watch you, but to get others into your world, into your audience, now that you haven't had before, because you're now reviewing this new thing that's not vaping, that's going to be a hump, right? It's going to be a grind to get those people again, you know?
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you something. You are so right on what you're saying, because I'm experiencing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I started the new channel. Well, I started the new channel 2 years ago, but I've kind of been recently, the past month, is uploading more and more on that channel. You know, something that's not vaping.
Right.
You know, it's mainly I do this thing called drive and talk, where I drive around. I have the cameras facing me and one camera facing the road, and I just talk. I talk about what's gone on with me during the week, whatever, and also detailing products, car detailing.
Yeah, I know. I saw your really fancy BMW there with the foam bath. I saw that.
Yeah, so I'm into yes, thank you. Hard work, baby. Hard work for that, baby.
Yeah. Talking about my boat that I pretty much have to row. He's driving around with the BMW, with the fucking foam in the side of the shit. By the way, if you want to improve any of your YouTube channels, you can get yourself a pair of the Dimitri underwear, right there.
Oh my god!
This will increase your numbers. Your numbers go way up with that. That was a birthday present. That was a birthday present. Can I tell you a little funny story?
Yes, definitely.
So I got drunk on a French show, and I was wearing these, and I kind of not exposed myself. I exposed the underwear. It's just fucking boxer briefs, big deal, right? But I was really drinking during that show, and I passed out. I went to sleep. I passed out. And I don't wear these to bed because they're worth too much money to me. But I did. All right. And you know, thank God, at 52 years old, I still wake up with a morning woody. Well, this is a good thing. That's a good thing. But when you're wearing these, Dimitri looks like a unicorn in the morning. That's what it looks like.
Oh shit. Let me read these real quick. Thank you again, Charlie, for the donation. He says Phil needs to bring DJing back in 2021. And Raw Chuck, thank you for the donation. He says my robot vacuum cleaner touch my tush. Okay.
That's hard for him to bring DJing. That's the one thing he can't even do it really. You can't really do DJing on YouTube.
Well, first of all, okay. Everything progresses, right? Everything progresses, and when you look at the way DJs DJ now, it's just different. It's different the way when I did it. You know, I started with I was a purist, man. I was 2 turntables and a microphone and headphones, right? I knew how to mix. I never pushed a mix button and it had 2 beats match, right? But how would you do a DJ channel? I mean, we review DJ products, I guess, but even then, all the DJ products out there now are just light years ahead of where I was. But believe me, I still love DJing. DJing is still it runs through my veins. But it was just time to go and just to move into the next chapter of my life. If I was ever offered a guest spot, sure, why not? But even then, right? Let's say I was offered a guest spot to go DJ somewhere. I would only be able to play what I knew, right? For me to gear up and put a set together with modern music, that would take me forever. The amount of research that I would have to do, listening to tracks, pulling all the tracks, remixing all the tracks, getting all the tracks ready to do a show would take forever.
It's almost like starting all over again, kind of.
Exactly. It's exactly like, but I do have, in case I ever get asked and I have to go do an old school show, I got my rig, I got my hard drive, I got my music, it's all ready to go. It's all got beat intros and everything. So I would be able to do it, but I wouldn't be able to do anything new for the most part.
Oh, that's perfect. There you go. If the vaping industry collapses on you, you can start DJing at the bingo halls.
First of all, fuck you. Second of all, it's actually funny because I got a photo from a friend of mine from back in Rochester. Like I've known him since college days, and his name is Steve Turner, and he is a wedding DJ. Like I was never a wedding DJ; I was a club DJ, right? Believe me, big difference. But he made a living and actually did really, really well for himself doing wedding DJing. And he took a picture of himself just recently, and he was at his console, and he took a picture of himself like this, and the crowd was behind him, right? And I looked at the picture, and I think I sent him a message, and I wanted to turn it into a meme, and it was going to be like, when the DJ is more likely to break a hip than those on the dance floor, because you get to he's at that age now, right? Like I never wanted to be the old gray-haired DJ, like mixing music to like the senior home, right? I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that guy, and I'm not that guy. But yeah, it would still be fun to do again for sure.
Got a question for you from Michael Blim, and thank you for the donation. He says, question for Phil: do you get into high-end audio? Oh, yes, high-end audio, being that you have a musical background.
You know what's crazy is, even though I was a DJ, the sound reinforcement never did it for me. High-end audio never did it for me. You know what I like? The lights. I was more into the lighting than I was ever into the sound. Probably I was into the sound because all of the guys who owned the clubs used to get pissed at me because even when they would put like the cages over the amp racks, I would like take straws and stick it through the holes, and I would like crank it up just a little bit more, and then it would be like next week. We lost 4 tweeters last week. We lost 1 mid. We lost the because I was playing the music too loud, but I liked it loud. I liked it really, really loud. But I was more into the lighting. Back then, we started getting with the intelligent light shows, the DMX controllers, DMXing everything together and making it all work the right way. We had these lights called track spots. They were just like, it was like a bright halogen bulb that aimed at a mirror, and the mirror would move around. You know, all the nightclub dancing thing. And I wired laser pointers into every one of these track spots so that I could turn the laser pointer and aim it at the mirror too. Oh, it was the coolest fucking thing, and we were the only club that was doing it. And really, that's where my passion was always with the lights. I would spend hours programming the lights, built my own laser controllers, own laser shows for the club, much more than I was into sound. Now, like like I've got some pokes, not poke. See, that's how much I am into the sound. I can't even fucking remember the speakers that I have. I've got some good stuff, but not like the really high end stuff. No, as long as it sounds good, I'm okay.
We got another one for you, and this is going to be a serious question.
Oh boy!
Thank you for the donation there, Vaping Bachelor. He says, question for Miami Phil, which you're kind of in the wrong location, but how and where is Elvis? Oh my God.
Well, I think the recent rumor is Elvis is still alive, and I think Princess Diana, I heard she's still alive somewhere too now. I hope this doesn't get this video flagged. But hey, look, if Elvis is anywhere, he's living down here because this is where they go,
Well, hey, we did a conspiracy theory show the other night.
Oh, you did?
That didn't get pulled, so I guess
we're not yet, anyways.
Yeah.
All right, good. Because God knows what you can say on YouTube anymore before you get pulled.
I know that.
The funny story. You were talking about knives before.
Yes.
You were talking about like maybe potential doing a knife show.
Yep.
And you got to be careful of what you're. Okay. So I get an email or it was a Facebook message, and it was from a guy telling me how sexy I am. And how he would like to, like hang out with me and stuff. And I just sent it. I sent it instantly to Dimitri. I'm like, why? I'm like, why is it always a guy? Hey, look, I'm flattered. Okay, nothing against that, right? But why is it always a guy? Like at the vape show, somebody comes up, grabs you on the ass, right? You turn around, it's a fucking guy. Always a guy, right? Why can't it just once be a girl? So Dimitri takes that. He sees it. He's got to post it, right? Posts it right up. And what does he write? He writes, how dare you move in on my man? You better back off or I'm going to cut you. He got 24 hours Facebook jail for that.
Oh, my God. I commented on that post too. I didn't realize that's what got him.
Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, that's
did,
the post.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Hey,
my God.
Phil, I got a question for you. 'Cause, well, ST brought up the conspiracies. We were talking about conspiracies, aliens, and stuff. Bigfoot. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
In Bigfoot,
And did
no.
you run into Bigfoot upstate Rochester?
No, I don't believe in Bigfoot. There's a lot of things that I don't believe in, and you'd be surprised. Like, I don't believe in Bigfoot. Okay, like if there is a Bigfoot, it's just like a big bear, or maybe like a something went wrong with genetics or something like that. I don't think there's any mystical Bigfoot creature out there. I don't believe in the Loch Ness monster. Now there's a lot of talk of UFOs, right? Because of the reports that they're releasing.
Yep.
I do not believe that the UFOs that are being seen and recorded, I do not believe that they're alien, right? But I do believe in life on other planets. I just don't think we've been visited by that life yet.
Let me get this one out real quick. Big shout out to Dan Carey. He just had knee replacement surgery, but he says, "Evening,
Hey.
gents. Just want to say, hey, got to go ice the knee and go to sleep."
Feel better, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, get better. You want me to get my father? He had his knee replaced a couple of years ago. He
That's
come in
right.
here talk to you a little bit if you want. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, my dad just turned 79 today, 78, 79,
Nice.
something like that. Yeah, it's his birthday today. I should be having cake with him right now. Now I feel bad. Thanks, guys.
I do my best, man. I do my best. Bachelor, thank you for the donation. He says, y'all suck. Miami Vice Elvis the Gator. Bachelor's on his fireball right now, so his sentences are going to get a little blurred. Raw Chuck, thank you for the donation. He says, Bigfoot doesn't believe in Phil either.
It's true.
I tell you what, if I stop shaving for a week, I can be mistaken for Bigfoot, if that counts at all. I don't know.
Look, we went, I would say, pretty deep Sunday night into a conspiracy theory show. I think it was pretty good, but
I tell you why, if you ever do a show like that, have me on with it, because that I would love to rap with you guys about, like conspiracy, aliens, supernatural, any of that shit. Although I don't believe in a lot of it, I would love to. I love to talk about that. I got a friend from up north. His name is Eric, Coach E-Rock. He was in a couple of my videos, and sometimes we have like a date night with him because he's not down here anymore. And of all the people that I miss up there the most, it would probably be him. So every now and then we have date night, and we just like, you got to hear us talk about the two. It's the biggest fucking geekiest conversation you've ever heard in your life, and it just goes on for hours. We sound like a couple of complete dorks, but we really get into that stuff, and some of the conversations get pretty deep and fascinating.
I love talking about that stuff.
Yeah, I do too. I really, really do.
I even love watching like all the shows on that, all the crazy stuff like that.
I was
Like,
more terrified about
illegally
what was going to happen to the video or my channel
there
more
was,
than anything.
well, hold on. There was 5 of us on that panel. 3 of us are here, and the other 2 people were Johnny English. You probably know because he's been around for a while. You would know if you see him. And we had another guy named Stephen Garlington on. He's been joining us for a good while. Been in the community for a long time. So the 4 of us, not meaning Mark, but the 4 of us were pretty engaged in talking into it. And every time we seem to be going down that deep rabbit hole, Mark is trying to do something crazy to get it off the topic because he was stressing that something was about to happen to his channel. But these were like things that get talked about that I don't think would mess with the channel. But hey, I even told you what happened to my channel before we got started, and I never in 1,000 years would have thought that happened to me. So
Unbelievable.
you never know, man. You just never know.
Yeah, well, personally, I think it's pretty crazy what's going on. Like, a lot of the censorship I don't like. Believe me, a lot of everything that's going on right now I don't like. I really don't like. I'm frightened for the upcoming generations. I wish there was a way that we can all put our differences aside and get along a lot better than we do right now, because I can't see it getting any better. I can't see it getting any better. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we can come together as humans, as people.
Yeah. Do y'all, you and Dimitri, have any future trips coming up here?
Yes. I think things are starting to open back up. So we are looking at the potential of doing like a 3-country tour coming up in October. So actually be on the road for 3 countries. So it would be France for Vape Expo, Italy for their show, and then go to Greece for their show. And he's grand opening another store.
Oh,
So we might do that all, and it'll be good. It'll be good to get back on the road, and I hate to say this, but it would be good to get back on the road and go to a country that embraces vaping more than this country does. I hate that. It's my country. I love America. I love this country, but boy, do we do some backwards ass shit here. It's just so corrupt in so many different ways. And to be able to go to a place like France, where vaping is much more embraced. In the UK, it's more embraced. There's not so much negativity against the industry. Maybe that'll change. Maybe it'll get better over there. Maybe it'll get worse over there. I don't know. But to be able to go there and visit shops and see people still being converted, and see the excitement in the industry, and see the happiness and the joy that we used to have in the industry. I can remember all the store grand openings that I went to, the early days of the Vape Bash and the Vapor Cons, just the joy and the happiness and the fun and the camaraderie, and getting people off of smoking. I hate to say it, but those were the good old days. Yeah. And it's just not the same industry today that it was then, and it's because we constantly get beat up by those organizations that are out to shut us down. It's crooked. We're taking money out of big people's pockets, big pharma, big tobacco, and you can't fight that. And we've never been able to fight that. We've never been able to push our narrative. Every time we get knocked down, we have nothing to combat it, right? None of the organizations, none of the groups, none of our fearless leaders have really been able to do anything. And I'm not saying that I could do it any better than they did, right? That's not what I'm saying, believe me. But it's just, it's just discouraging. You get beat up, so it eventually takes the wind out of your sails, man. It really does.
Yeah, because I've already got it in my head, and it's been this way for a while, that for me to go to another expo will probably never happen again, because there just really won't be the potential to be another expo like they used to be.
Yeah,
in the United States.
In the United States, and that's too bad. Nick Orlando was talking about doing something here in Florida, and maybe that will still happen. I don't know. Florida is still, for the most part, reasonably vape friendly. We don't have any taxes. We don't have any flavor bans. DeSantis seems to be letting us do our thing. And hopefully it remains that way. And Nick Orlando has been, fighting, for us in that way. So maybe something will happen. Maybe something will turn around. Maybe we'll get a couple PMTAs through, right? Yeah. I think if we could get a couple PMTAs through, and then we could say, healthier, there's the proof.
Yep.
Right? Maybe that'll turn things around. I don't know. But I think that would work for us instead of against us. If we, but if the only thing that gets through is Juul, I don't know. Maybe we could still use that, because we could still say, well, it got a PMTA, so therefore vapor is healthier. There's the proof now that you're looking for the proof. There's the proof. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the industry. All I know is I find this whole disposable thing. I find it fascinating. Only because, look, I'm not a save the planet kind of guy. I've never been like an environmentalist or anything like that. But I find it so, with this whole Green New Deal, everybody's talking about this, save the planet and solar power and fucking wind and this, that, and the other thing. And yet you got these disposables, and you're throwing away the plastic, you're throwing away the shit that's inside, you're throwing away electronics, you're throwing away a fucking battery. Some of these things have bigger capacity than the big tanks that are out there now. And that's just being thrown away, right? And maybe that's going to be under attack next. I don't know, but I find it fascinating that how popular and how big that part of the industry has gotten. I just don't get it, especially when maybe it's because you don't have the hand holding anymore, because you don't have those shows that there would be a bunch of vapors there and smokers would come in, and then you would sit the smokers down. You'd be like, this is what we're doing. This is how we do it. This is how you could be healthier. This is how you could save money. This is how you refill it. This is how you charge the battery. You don't have that anymore. Maybe that's it. And so then people just buy into disposables because it's easier. But to me, it's more expensive. It's not good for the environment. So I don't get it.
I think it's more because it's easier. It's
Yeah.
easier, and it's more of I don't know. I'm just gonna say it straight out. There's a lot of lazy people out there don't want to learn. You know, they feel that they want to do it disposable. What do you do with the cigarette when you were done with it?
Throw it away.
Throw it away. So they want the same thing with that too. Just throw it
Yeah.
away. I can't figure. I won't review those.
No, I will not
I
review.
will not touch those only because I don't believe it. You're throwing away batteries, man.
It's batteries. Oh, let me tell you something. The first
That's
time one of those
crazy.
one of those batteries get crushed in a garbage truck and like makes the garbage truck light on fire, we'll see what happens then, right?
Go check out Mark. Go check out Mark's
Take it away,
neighborhood.
Mark.
I think that'd be pretty cool looking, but no, it's never happened to me, not yet, anyways.
Mark throws away lipos in the trash. But anyway, real quick, Raw Chuck, thank you for the donation. He says, socialized medicine dictates attitude to vaping.
I never thought disposables will ever be as popular as they are, but I think it's all about the convenience.
But in defense to disposables, though, is there are people out there, no matter how many times you show them how to do something, they can't do it. They're like, oh, it's too complicated for me. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Those
You know
people.
what?
Now, those people, they'll vape that disposable because they find that to be easy for them.
Right.
They don't have to think on what they're doing. It's just simple.
I think it's one part easier. I think it's the other part. There's no commitment, right? There's no commit. I hate to say this, but it makes a younger person, because I think I just got that feeling that like a lot of these disposables are going to the younger generation that shouldn't be using the product in the first place. They're not financially committed to it, and it gives them that thing that they can just kind of do this, like whether it be in a classroom or whether it be in some place where they're not supposed to be doing it. It makes it kind of easy for them to do it. I don't know. But I don't think that it's good for the industry. But I hear what you're saying. You know, that's why I always thought like a pipe smoker would have an easier time transitioning over to vaping. And the reason why is because a pipe smoker has to maintain his pipe. Yeah. Right. It's got to be cleaned. You got to strip it. You got to do all this stuff. You got to empty it out. Right. So they're conditioned already that there's maintenance that needs to be done. So like that person go over to vaping. All right, well, I got to change the coil. I don't have to clean, they'll use the pipe cleaners to clean it out, but I have to change the coil. Right. But I don't know. I agree with you that it is easier. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've tried to make vaping as easy as possible. But like how much easier can you get it now? Like if you have a refillable and a rechargeable, I don't know. I don't know.
It's the same people that, there's the people that know how to hold a screwdriver or how to use a hammer. Then you have the people that do not know even what a screwdriver is or a hammer.
No,
those people that don't know what a screwdriver or hammer is, those are the people that they will not be able to figure out or just get into refilling a tank.
Yeah. And
I think an MTL build or whatever.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think you're right, especially when you say like people are lazy. But I even find like how I vape is lazier than how I used to vape, right? Because how I used to vape, I'd be more than willing to do rebuildables. I used mostly rebuildables. And now I find myself like, do I really want to build that or just want to throw a coil in my Zenith?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like even I'm getting lazier. And I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if a lot of vapors in our generation are getting that way. They're like, I don't want to build. I just want to throw a coil in there. That's good enough for me now at this point. Not to mention that coils are getting a lot better. I think when building first started, a lot of it was to save money, right? But to get the most flavor that you could out of something. And nowadays, like a lot of these tanks and a lot of these coils, like some of the smaller stuff too. This one that I'm testing right now or evaluating for the review, like the flavor's banging on these fucking things. Really, really good, and I wonder like how much better flavor can you get out of a build? We were talking about this earlier, how like when I was walking around shows and I was mouth to lunging when everybody else was direct lunging at that time, or they would look at me and they're like, you're like a dinosaur. Eventually people who build are going to go to shows and be like, you build? How fucking old are you? Nobody builds anymore. We just buy our jewel and we're happy about it, So hey, times are changing, guys,
Yep. But it's not laziness, what you said, that you're lazy to do that. I think it's more of because of what's going on in the vaping scene right now with everything. It's more of a like almost like a depression that we're having. It's like this is messed up. What's going on with the vaping scene? And you don't have that to go and build that passion to build.
Yeah, you don't.
You're just going for the easier thing. You're like, I'm just gonna vape this.
Totally agree, and that's why I said before. Like I said, like it gets the wind out of your sails, right? That excitement just isn't there anymore. Yeah, and I think that's preventing a lot of smokers from coming over and trying vaping too. Like I said before, with the shows and the shop openings and the excitement that was vaping, it just doesn't exist anymore. You know, you would go to a shop and everybody would be like happy to be there. Everybody was excited to be there. Now you go into half of these shops and they look like ghost towns.
Yeah.
You know, number one, or like you have like what used to be a big beautiful lounge, now like only has half the shelves and like half the amount of product, you know, on the walls. It's sad. It's sad what it's become. And then I think the other problem too is you go in a lot of these shops and what used to be, you know, a thriving, booming business and people online trying to get their vape gear. And now you go in and it's like a little bit of vape, but like a lot of glass, right? And a lot of like CBD and a lot of like Delta 8. And, you know, I'm not against that stuff, but I just think I always thought that bringing that into the vape shop just doesn't do much for our industry. It doesn't make our industry shine in the most positive light that I can. I understand why they're doing it. I just don't agree that it should be part of vaping.
The reason why they're doing it is because they couldn't sell vape products.
They couldn't. They're not making money.
They're not making money. So in order for them to pay their rent, they needed to sell something. So they're selling CBD.
Well,
I know you don't want them. Why should they be together? But hey, that's
never said I don't understand it, but that doesn't mean that I have to agree with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
of course.
too, I'm somebody that used to love. Well, I mean, I still do, but I was a big RTA guy. I love my direct lung RTAs. Well, then you get stuff like this hit the market, like the Saker's tank. The flavor's so damn good on it. I love the airflow. Why not just pop a coil in? Easy, put your juice in. And I enjoy this just as much as what I would enjoy an RTA.
Sure.
So I understand the thing of like, the only maintenance I do now, the only maintenance pretty much is this little intake MTL. And that's more or less just re-wicking it.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, a single coil is good because I'm running it at 20 watts. It's going to the coil. I don't have to do much to it.
When it comes to rebuildables, look, there's still a cost savings. Absolutely. Right. Over pre-made coils. There's still the ability to use the exact material that you want. You can use the exact kind of coil, the exact kind of wire, the exact kind of, you know, if you want to use a Clapton or a stapled or a staggered or whatever the hell you want to do, you can put that in there yourself. You could use everything is custom to the way you want it. And there's also a satisfaction level to building too. That's like, I made this, like I created fire, you know, there's a satisfaction. So there's still a lot of benefits to building. But I don't think it's as popular as it once was, especially in the States. I think like in places like Germany, building's still very, very popular, you know, but I don't think so much here anymore.
Let me ask you.
I think mostly in the States here, it's all pods. Everyone, for some reason, with the pods here in the States.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So you and Dimitri's products have always been pretty popular across the pond, I guess you could say. Is to this day still pretty high selling?
Yeah.
Beyond the U.S.?
Yeah, we're still doing good. Like in the U.S. is like a small part of our market, and you know we're trying to do something about that. And it's hard because you know with everything that's going on, how do you get product in? How do you get product shipped? So you know there's definitely a challenge there. But overseas has always been a bigger market for Innokin as a whole, but definitely for me and Dimitri with our platform products as well. And they still do really, really well. We had a really good launch with the Z80 and with the Zenith 2. And we're coming out with another couple of products. We just had a meeting to talk about like the plan for the next 6 to 9 months out to see what we're going to do and coming up with other products that use the Z coil, other devices, other ideas. So we're not going anywhere. And, you know, thank you, Innokin, you know, for believing in us for such a long time. and allowing us to put these products out and allowing us to survive. Really, like I know that there are a lot of guys in the industry that I consider friends that are reviewers that that's their income, that's their job, that's their livelihood, and I just thank God every day that I never had to depend on the reviews for my livelihood, because when I started doing the reviews, I was corporate America, right? And the reviews were just kind of a hobby thing. And then when I moved into vaping full time, it wasn't because of the reviews. It was because with, First Molecule Labs, and then another company that we'll probably talk about in the book, and then the other companies, and then Innokin. So we've been really lucky. We've been really fortunate. And how long it will continue and carry on, I don't know. But that's the way it's always been. So without a doubt, overseas is our market. We were even talking about here in the States, like, let's get a bus or a van or like a small camper, and we'll wrap it with Innokin, and we'll just drive from fucking shop to shop and do like a US tour, and just try to sell Innokin product, and try to get people excited again. I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll try anything in the States. It's really disheartening that you go to another country and you look next to you and like, oh, that guy's using the Slide, oh, that guy's using the Zenith, and you see people using your product, and you see people not smoking because of your product, and then you go into like 90% of the vape shops in your own country, and they're not supporting you, right? You would think like me, like Mike Vapes, like you guys, throw some carry the product, like carry the product, because maybe it's like, hey, you know what? Thank you for supporting the industry for such a long time. Thank you for showing the industry in a good light, for bringing the industry to the point where it is today, or where at least was, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see that. You don't see that loyalty, and when you don't see that in your own country, it's disheartening, man. It's really a bummer. It's a bummer.
Well, I got a suggestion. If you do a U.S. road trip, since you're pretty partial from your old home and your new home to these golf carts, y'all could do a golf cart trip across the U.S.
Fuck, I gotta. Actually, you know what? That would be really easy, because all I would have to do is drive to the next shop, buy a disposable, plug it into the golf cart, drive to the next one, buy it. Because I think those disposables are big enough to power the golf cart at this point. I think we're at a point where I could do that, right?
They're getting big.
Yeah, so you should be able to do that, no problem. Yeah.
And anytime you need info on disposables, anytime, Mark's got them all lined up in his.
I think I'm the only guy that reviews them on YouTube.
Do you review? Hey, look, hey, somebody's got to do it. I know it's certainly not going to be me. Somebody got to do it.
Oh man. So I kind of know with these guys what their situation is, and I've noticed that you've been pretty steady putting reviews out too. But so I'm taking it you're still getting decent amount of products in to, I guess kind of stay steady with things.
I think that's it. As a matter of fact, like I fell behind. I fell behind because recently we've been kind of wrapped up in the new product launch with Innokin, right? So, behind the scenes, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of planning. We're going on a bunch of shows. We're doing the tutorial videos. We're doing promotional videos. We're doing promotional stuff behind the scenes. We're having meetings. We're doing new project proposals. So there's a fair amount of stuff that goes on that you don't see, right? And when that stuff is happening, I don't get to put out the amount of videos that I would ordinarily. But I can tell you, like, in the next 2 weeks, I have to get 1, 2, 3, 4 videos out, which for me, that's a lot. Like, I'm typically like kind of almost like a 1 to 2 video guy, per week. Not like Mike Vapes, he does like 1 or 2 per hour. So for me, that's kind of a challenge, right? But so what I've been doing is, like, if it's mouth to lung and I use it and I enjoy it, it gets the full video. Right. And, like little pods like this, it doesn't take me a whole lot of time. I'll run through the battery a couple of times. I'll test the battery. I'll test as much as I can, and I'll shoot the video. I get experience with the product and I shoot the video. For something like, the Z80, I still test it. Right. I still run the numbers on it. I still see what it does. I still make the charts and the graphs. That takes a lot more time. And then what I've been doing is I've been accepting a limited amount of restricted direct lung product, but I don't review it. I do a presentation video on it. Because I can't review that product and give you a good idea of how it works. But I can show you the box. I can show you how you build it. I can show you the features and the functions, but I can't give you a good idea of how it works because I just don't vape that way, right? So I've been doing these presentation videos. And you know, a lot of people like, I saw the presentation video, fucking sell out, you fucking make money, fuck you. There you go, fuck you. Like when I started doing these videos, I thought, look, I said, here's what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. If you don't like it, change the channel. I don't care. But you know, it's only like, hey, fucking, how dare you sell out? Shut up. Watch another fucking review. Like, really, I don't care. I really don't care, you know. But that's why I'm doing it. And sometimes it's a favor because I like the company or I like the guy behind the product. Sometimes I'm getting paid for it. Don't mind admitting it. Look, we reviewers get paid for doing these things, guys. And you know what? There was a point where I was like, yeah, we should, fuck you. We should be getting paid. Here's why. We're the only people that are advertising for these companies. These companies are making millions of dollars on these products. And you know who advertises for them? We do. So yeah, we should make some money for this stuff. Okay? Because they have no other way to promote. What do they do? Promote on social media? No, it's us. It's Mike Vapes. You guys making videos for these guys, putting these videos out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You'll never see me on TikTok. You ever see me on TikTok? Somebody call me up and say, Phil, time to go. Get out. You know.
But hold on. Let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
That is one thing. You said it just perfect right there. But that is one thing to this day I still have never understood. And I'm going to even go beyond the point of saying, well, it's just people that are jealous or hating, whatever. It goes beyond that. There are some people that do videos that talk about people so bad because they have been paid to do a review. And it's like, how can you have that much hatred? You're doing a service. You're doing a job. And some people act like, oh, there's no way that these folks get paid to do reviews. There's no way in hell. It's like...
Because people think that, like, why can't I sit in front of the camera and get paid? You can. You can do the same exact thing we're doing. It just requires a little bit of effort. A little bit of work.
It does. It requires a lot of work, yes.
It's not going to happen overnight. A lot of people expect it to happen, like, overnight. It doesn't. It definitely doesn't.
Go back and look at my videos from day one, and then I'll tell you somewhere where I got my first line jump or sponsor or something like that. There was a long time. There were a lot of videos where I just did it because I loved it. And I continue to do it because I love it. I continue to do it because it gets people to not smoke and not die of cancer. Right. But yeah, like I said, we are advertising for and if anybody ever doubts, getting paid, it affects your judgment or it affects what you're going to say in the video. Well, go watch the Captain Chaos video that I did just released yesterday, the Captain Ergo from iJoy, and ask me if I held back on that video. Because I guarantee you that company's like, can we get a refund on the video now, please?
What did you think about that mouthpiece?
The mouthpiece is fucking terrible, man.
Thank you.
It is so fucking bad.
What Phil just said, you can watch his video and then after go watch my video. I didn't like it too. I thought I thought the mouthpiece was disgusting on that thing.
Hold on, let me say this. We just lost Mark because he probably didn't realize it.
Oh shit, I'm gone. I didn't realize it.
Did YouTube police come get him?
No, his GoPro. He loves using GoPros for his webcams now, and they always do this.
I'm hooked on GoPros.
He uses battery-powered stuff?
Here we go. No, it's plugged in. I don't know. I don't know why it shuts off after like a half. I think it gets too hot, and then it shuts off.
Fagan, do yourself a favor, okay? Review a few more of those disposables and buy yourself a real camera.
I have a real camera. I'm just not using it.
He refuses to use his good one for his
I want to be the cool guy with the GoPro.
Anyway, going back to what we were just saying. The worst thing is to review something that is total garbage, and you've been paid for it, and for you to sit there and lie, because all you're doing is if you're going to review something and not say what the problems are with that device, when the people go and buy it, who are they going to blame? This thing is a piece of junk. Yeah. They're going to come to your channel.
Right. And you know why I always said that? I always said that if I'm not telling you the truth in the videos, it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. It really is. And I like to look at it is if I say what I feel about the product, it also gives the company an opportunity to say, and the good companies will do this, right? Good companies will do this. They're like, yeah, we need to look at that, or yeah, we could do that better the next time. And I always thought because of guys, you know, like me in the earlier days, and we allowed the Chinese companies to make a better product next time because we were always telling them. But really, not only you think about this, and another reason why we should be making money on the videos, right? Not only are we promoting for them, we're doing what do you call it, market or product research.
Yeah,
for them. I mean, we really are. We're telling them how to make the product better the next time, right?
You know how
and
many
there's
times
value in that.
Yeah, you know how many times, Phil, I've reviewed something and I said, you know what, they should have included this, or they should have put this maybe on the airflow. There should have been a plug or something. Then a month later, I'll see comments on the video, but it comes with that plug. That's because they listened to me. They improved it.
Yeah.
You don't think I deserve to get a cut?
Right, and they actually changed it during the product's life cycle because they're like, oh yeah, we could make it better, and they did. See, that's something that like all the goddamn Chinese companies do. That they're like, oh yeah, we can make it better, so they make it better, and like, well, what about the one that I bought?
No. I'm talking about when it releases.
When it re-releases?
No. When I'm reviewing something, you can't go buy it. For example.
Got it. I see what you're saying.
So when I'm doing the review and I'm saying, like, for example, on this pod, it should have had airflow plug, or it should have had, I don't know what the circumstance is. And then when it releases, it has it. That's because last minute they decide, let's throw this in because it's because of this con. And then I'll see people commenting. They're like, oh, they listen to you, or it does include this. I'm like, that's because they listened to me in my video. I gave the advice. And now because of my video of being honest and not saying this is the best thing in the world, blah, 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 I was honest. They improved the device, and you, as the person that just went and purchased it, are going to benefit from me being honest and straightforward with the device.
Absolutely. God bless you, Mike. You're dead on. Another question about this. In addition to the mouthpiece, did yours come with a manual?
No, that was another con. I was like, how do you not include a manual in this thing?
Okay. So I didn't get the manual either. I didn't get the manual, and on the box it says it comes with 2 coils, and I only got 1 coil in the box.
Thank you. That was another one of my cons. Hey, I'll tell you the God honest truth, though. It vapes a decent MTL. It's a good MTL, but the mouthpiece just makes it horrible experience of doing the MTL.
Even the vaping it, during the course of the evaluation, I got a lot of gurgling from it. I was like constantly like trying to get that.
You got gurgle? I didn't get gurgle.
Oh,
My vape was good, but it's just
when it was working, the vape was good. When it was working, the other thing, let's see, there were a couple other things. The gurgling, the switch on it, the automatic switch, it's not very sensitive compared to all the other stuff that's out there. Right, the other stuff, just a little bit of puff, they activate. This needed more pressure. There was that,
talking about the auto draw, right?
The auto draw.
Okay.
The fire button. It's one of those fire buttons where it makes when you know how like you feel the tactile feedback on a button, it clicks, and when that click happens, there better be fucking contact being made.
Yeah.
You can click it and then release pressure, and the button turns off. I hate that. That was another thing. And then finally, the IP68 rating. I put it in the water. I took it out. The automatic switch didn't work anymore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I think it dried out, but it took like a day to dry out and it came back, but I don't know.
Isn't IP68 more? I'm not sure on the number. Isn't that more for durability of a drop?
IP68. I don't think the 68 says anything about durability. I think the 6 is dust proof. That might be shock proof there too, but the 8 is immersion in water up to 1 meter continuously, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah. So yeah, but you have to tell the truth about a product, you know, like I tell you the worst thing I could do is say something technical about a product that doesn't match what Daniel said technical, because then I get the comments on YouTube. But Daniel said this. I'm like, Daniel said this. I'm like, first of all, I don't care what Daniel said. Like, and I like Daniel, I really do. And we work a little bit behind the scenes, but this was recently on a Geek Vape product, where he said that the Geek Vape product worked great with temperature control. I said, mine just burned the fucking coil. As soon if I put a temperature control coil on it, push the button, and it glows and pops, I'm like, no good. I'm not going to look at it anymore. I'm not going to test it anymore. That's it. Done. It doesn't do good temperature control. Right. And he's like, but Daniel said it does good temperature control. So I talked to Daniel behind the scenes. I'm like, why does your, and he ran the same test I did, worked perfect. I ran the same test, no good. And I said, show me your device again. And he showed it to me. His, the number, the hell's the fucking number?
Firmware?
No, not the firmware. The TCR value. The TCR value, the built-in TCR value for stainless steel was different from mine.
Oh, no shit.
In his firmware, the TCR value was correct. Mine was wrong. So every time I lit it, just lit the coil on fire. And every time he did, it was absolutely fine. So we actually did a video together saying, okay, well, this is why we had completely different results. It was the reason was the product.
Right.
Crazy. And I even said in the video, I'm like, okay, Geek Vape, you know, where's our $10,000 super chat? Where is it? Come on.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a day. Don't forget, there was a day when everybody hated Rip Trippers. He was the first, but he was the first one that figured out I could turn this into a business. You know, say what you will about him, but he figured that out, and he didn't really give a shit about what everybody else was saying about him.
You know what it is? At one point, Phil, there used to be products that used to come. This was back, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. Products were coming in so fast that I would look at them like, this is impossible to review this shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You couldn't. You'd have to do 3 to 4 videos a day, every day, to review the stuff.
I would say
it was impossible. So, hey, you want your video to go up?
Yeah, and I think I got there to a point, Mike, and that happened before the traveling, when shit was just coming in so hot and heavy. A lot of it got shelved and did not get looked at. And you know, I did my apologies and I apologized to the companies, but I think that's when they realized, wow, you know, if we want these guys to look at the products, we're gonna have to figure out something. We're gonna have to do something. And then line jumps were really born. And I always said there was a form that I used to send out to the companies, and in it was information about the line jumps and, you know, what the line jumps cost. And like right at the bottom, like in big bold letters, it was like, line jumps do not get you a positive review. Exactly. Read this and understand this. You're just paying for the line jump. I'm going to say whatever I want about your product. It could still be negative. It could still be it could be a positive review. It could be a negative review. That's all on your product. Yeah. The only thing the line jump is getting is it's getting you ahead of other people. That's it. Yep. That's it. Right. And, you know, but I tell you what, still some of these companies, they don't want to hear the truth about their products. They just want it to be, you know, an advertisement.
Well, speaking of that, Mark just had a situation here, a week or two ago.
What product? There's been a few.
Who was it that hit you up and asked for you to go ahead and make their product best of 2021, and we ain't even there yet?
Really?
Oxva, I think it was. Yeah, Oxva. Their tank.
They wanted him to go ahead and just release the video now in June, opposed to December, to say that.
They actually came right out and say, "Can we pay you to give it the top spot?" I'm like, "Are you seriously telling me this?" I'm like, no.
Well, here's the thing: they got to be careful of who they ask that of, right? Because I guarantee you, there are a lot of people that aren't Mark Vagan that said, "All right, how much?"
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just tell me how much, right? Tell me how much, and what do I have to say? Because I've had companies, and actually, Oxva is a video that I'm going to get done this week. They've been working with me. They sent me their mouth to lung tank. They sent me their new pod, and they started with this like, we want the video to be released on this day between this hour and this. I'm like, fuck you. Like, who do you think you're talking to? Seriously, go take that up with another reviewer. And like, you're not telling me when to release a video. You're out of your mind, right? And that wasn't even. There were a couple companies that did that. They're like, the day I can sort of understand the fucking time. Are you out of your minds? Here's another thing. I don't understand this about the Chinese companies. If you're releasing a product, why would you want every reviewer to release the review on the same fucking day? Because everybody's going to talk about it for that day and everyone's going to forget about it.
Yep.
You're going to forget about the product. What they should do is say, okay, you release it on this day, you release it like this day, and then you release it, and this way you can get like a period of time where people are talking about the product. I don't understand this concept of we all have to release this day.
I don't get it.
You know why they do it? Because they haven't even released it. That's the day that they're supposed to release it.
No, I know that. I get that.
But then there's the point, who do you pick to go first? If you were the last one or the third one or fourth one, you're going to be like, dude, I want to be first. Because obviously the first person to put up the video is going to get the most views.
Yeah, and you know what? That makes sense. See, like I could give a shit about going first. I could give a shit about like counts and like view count. I honestly do not care. Right. But in the way I see it, I get that point. But it's also like blowing your load all at once. And like, sure, everybody's going to talk about it, but it's going to be, how like,
that's
the
way
memory.
The tech industry is.
Huh?
The tech industry is that way. There's an embargo. That's considered the tech industry has a thing called an embargo, like the camera companies. When they're releasing, that's why I don't know if you're sub to camera, people that review video cameras, they all put their videos up on the same day because there's an embargo until a certain day when it's announced.
Yeah,
that's
see, so maybe it makes sense. To me, it doesn't make any sense. To me, it's like it's blowing your load. Like the memory span of like vapors, it's not very long, and then before you know it, the product is like forgotten about until like the next. To me, it makes more sense to space it out. But then I see your point, because a lot of reviewers are like that. They want to be the first, like you. You got to be the first one out, right? Yep. Like got to be, because you want to get that view count. I get it, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that. Like it was me. I don't care about the view count. I just get it done when I can get it done. But so yeah, that makes sense now, because you're gonna have a fight then, because Mike's gonna be like, hey, I go first. I'm Mike Vapes, and then you're like,
well, there really isn't a first. I mean, if they tell you, like, for example, the date for this product here, the one from Oxford, I think is July 5th.
Monday, they want it released.
When they had told me this, I'm like, oh, that's actually good. I actually prefer it when they give a date, because I know that, okay, I could pre-record it, or I have more time, or pre-record it. The reason why I like the idea is because I'm leaving. Like I told you, I'm leaving for the 4th of July, go to Florida. So obviously I got to record this video this week. And it's going to be scheduled to go up on Monday.
Well, nowadays it's not that bad, but back when we had products like piled up, it was a pain in the ass to try to schedule something out.
Yeah, well, there was so many products that they would send. It's like, schedule?
Well, too, when you have like, let's just say 10 well-known reviewers all dropping that same product that day, you're only going to sit through one of those videos.
Yeah, makes no sense.
You're not going to sit.
Not really, though. There's a few that'll look, because look, technically, if you're going to go and purchase something, let's say you watch the first video, this looks pretty cool. I would want to watch at least 2 or 3 reviews of that product to see if everyone is saying the same thing.
No, I only watch Mike Vapes. I don't. If he likes it, it's fucking good. But Mike, on this one, right? You said so. You're going to release it on the 5th?
Yeah, that's the date. I think they said July 5th.
Do you know what time? Because I want to go 5 minutes before.
They didn't tell me. They didn't give me a time.
Did they give you time? Do you have a rough estimate?
I have a schedule where I release all my videos. I always release them for some reason. I don't know why. 12:30 Eastern time.
12 Eastern time.
So you release yours at 12.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. You know how many times? Like, for example, I've done this with Mark. Mark, how many times have I told you? We know that we both have the same product, whatever, and I tell him release yours first, Mark.
Yeah.
Because I want him to at least to get
some of the views. Yeah.
I understand that, but I don't. From now, I don't even bother. It's like, okay, this is the date I'm going to review it. I'll review it that day. Or I review it when I don't look to see what other reviewers, if they put it up. I've had reviews go up where people will be like, "Oh man, you're way behind. This has been reviewed already." Hey, whatever.
It's something about the beginning of your YouTube journey is when you really care about kind of being the first, but then as the years pass, I notice you kind of just don't give a shit.
I don't give a crap anymore if I'm the first.
Like back in the day, I would just strive. Like, I got to get this fucking video out. But now, just like, I don't care if I'm 2 months behind. I'll put it out anyways.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been that way on a review. There were a couple of things like when a new Provari came out, and I was a lot more go get him back in the day. I remember like running through vape events, like because I gotta attack Brandon from Evolve. Like, oh, what's the next product? Give me the exclusive. You know, there was a time when I was like that, but I never pushed the video to the point where the release date was more important than the content, if that makes any sense, right? But yeah, I'm actually recording this one tomorrow. I'm not supposed to show this until the 5th. I'm sure you weren't supposed to show yours either, Mike. Both of us that
we're in trouble.
Yep,
we just went against the embargo on the product.
Hey, Mark does this all the time when we're doing buffets. Shit that he's been given a letter. Do not show. Mark's doing this right here. Hey,
I don't read
everybody.
half that shit they send. They send those PDF files. I never open them.
No, he doesn't. It's normally Mike screaming at Mark to say, you can't show that yet. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I did that. I think it was a Geek Vape product. I was so, because I'm always behind on my videos. I'm always behind. Like, I don't care. But I this one I released. I thought like, you know what? I was looking out there. I was like, fuck, I beat everybody on this one. Not even Mike Vapes has a video out on this one. Fucking put the video out there. I get a phone call. Like, you got to take the video down. Like, why? You didn't see it wasn't supposed to be up until this date. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I finally beat everybody to the punch. And that's because nobody was supposed to be able to release the video. That's why. That's how to beat everybody to the punch. Release it before you're supposed to. That'll do it.
Yeah. I know, who was it? Andy. KJ Andy O. He put up a Facebook post. He happened to get one of those new Watofo, what was it, that RTA they redid?
The Troll?
The Troll. He put his video up, and it wasn't even supposed to be put up for like weeks yet, and he didn't realize it. Put his video up, it's sitting there going, he's the only one that's got a video up.
Yep.
And they called it screaming at him, dude, you got to get that thing down quick.
See? You think you're doing something good, and you fuck up.
Yeah.
Hey, did we go over what we're vaping yet? Like the Coolfire Z80 right here, and the beautiful new.
Why don't you tell us
Zenith
about
2.
it? Tell us about
it. Wonderful product. And of course,
Z80.
in there, the watermelon peach, the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line. Far more than Matt Cully sells right there. Beautiful, delicious flavor.
Hey, Phil, that Z80, is it an Innokin or is it a platform? Was it like a design?
No, the Z80 is Innokin. The Zenith 2 is platform.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
like the Z80 came out nice, man.
I tell you what, this white one, I think it's one of the prettiest products that Innokin's really. I don't like the gold button, but the gold button matches the mouthpiece. But I think that's one of the prettiest products that they've released in a long time. I really do. It's a good looking, and I think they finally got the leather right on this one. The Census wasn't bad, but I think they did a good job on this one. It's a nice piece. I'm proud to have the Zenith 2 on there. You know,
I like the gray.
Yeah, that
almost
kind of like that suede.
Yeah, like an Alcantara.
Yeah, it doesn't do good with, I guess, like if you get e-liquid on it, like it's hard to get a stain out of it, but it's a nice looking material.
Do they kind of resemble the old Cool Fires, or is it like completely different?
A little bit, the frame a little bit. But you don't forget too, they have to be careful with naming conventions, right? That's why sometimes they go back to older names.
Yeah.
They're like the Zenith was never supposed to be called the Zenith. You know, sometimes we'll do the product, the description, we'll do the documents, we'll send it like names, everything. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea, but you can't call it that. And then they send you back like a list of 10 names. You're like, oh, this fucking sucks. And you got to pick from one of these 10, and then you kind of like go back and forth, and you're like, well, what about this thing? What about? Then they research it, they look for trademark, ability, and then finally we came up with a name, and we came up with the Zenith. And then when we did the Zenith, eventually it was because it was originally called the Zenith Coil, right? And then we switched it over to the Z Coil because we did the Slide and we did the Z Beep, and we're like, let's just stay in the Z name, right? Z Coils, Z Products, Z everything. And fucking Geek Vape comes out with the Z50, which Innokin came out with a Z50 like a year ago. Like, why would you do so? Why?
We talked
They
about
have
that
Z
a few
coils
months
too.
back.
Yeah, we talked about that on the show.
Like we've had the Z Coil on the market. I'm pretty like almost positive before that they ever came out with a Z anything.
Yeah.
Well, when we heard about this, we talked about it on the show. Whenever it first came out, what was it, a few weeks ago or whenever? So we were talking about it, and Mark, while the show was going, we were trying to date back to the oldest Z whatever. and find out who came out with whatever first. And I believe it was Innokin that, wasn't it? Or did we find somebody else like way back in the day?
No, it was Innokin, but the thing was is that something happened with Geek Vape with the Zeus name.
That's
all
what
these
it was.
all these products are supposed to be called Zeus, not Z. Now they just, so what they did was something happened where they couldn't use the name. I think they got sued. They weren't supposed to use that name, and because I have packaging of stuff that I've reviewed from them that's called, like, for example, the ZRDA, and on the packaging it's called the Zeus RDA, but they're telling me don't show it because a lot of the packaging, the sample packages were printed up, I don't know, 6 months ago, because it's not like they just make the product and a week later they send it to, so a lot of these products were the Zeus products, and they had to take the Zeus name off, and they called it, last minute they just said, we'll just call it Z
Got
or
it.
Zeus. But that happened to where now there's a conflict because of the yeah. But I one thing I never noticed was that's why it didn't click to me, that for the names, for some reason it never clicked to me, because the coils, I don't think that Geek Vape's coils are named Z coils.
I don't know. All I know is they put
but the Z, but they do make the Z.
Yeah.
Z50.
And then they named and then they named the product the Z50.
The Coolfire Z50.
Right. So legitimately, I guess it is a Coolfire Z50, but it's still a Z50, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the name of this one, and they
Right.
just so hey, look, I'm not Innokin.
What I'm saying is
that's between Innokin and Geek Vape. It really is.
right. What I'm saying is I don't think they did it maliciously. I think it was just they did it last minute and didn't bother to research to see if other companies are using it, and I think that's what happened. But who knows?
Let me read
Who
these
knows
off
with
real
them?
quick.
Could very well be.
Thank you for the donation there, Raul Chuck. He says, my gold button matches my mouthpiece too. And that's probably late reading that. And Raul Chuck again, thank you for the donation. He says, please tell Rip how to say Aries.
What does he call it?
I don't know.
And before Bachelor has a heart attack, you got to read his donation of $2. He says, what in the world has happened to this show? Has it turned into a vape show?
Oh, shit. I didn't see that one.
It was way up there.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Oh, look at that. Johnny English is in chat, and he says the Z50 is a Nikon camera.
There we go.
Yes. There we go.
Except for one you take pictures with and the other one you vape. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Well, look, we've kept you here a little longer than what I told you. So
yeah, but you know what, though? I'm having a good time, though. I'm having fun.
Then, you know what? We'll keep going
when
for
you
a little
have
while
fun.
longer. Yeah.
When you have fun, you just go. You just go.
Definitely.
What happened with the show tonight, Phil?
Did you see my new desktop camera?
Oh,
Isn't that
here
cool?
we go. Here we go.
Why are you copying Mark for?
No,
Transition.
what happened was Dimitri was at dance class with his daughter, and he tried to do a split, and he hurt his groin, so he couldn't be part of it. I
believe I see the picture back there behind you at some point.
Did you see? Yeah, I can go, where's the remote? Here it is. Is the Fagan video playing? Because the Fagan video is supposed to be on here somewhere.
Oh Lord, no, please.
It is. Yeah. See here's Dimitri doing that split. Look at that. You can even see.
Look at that. That's pretty good form right there.
That's really him too. It's beautiful. He's like,
That is nice.
Yeah. If only he looked that way, in the hotel rooms. it would make traveling a lot easier. But he started the whole thing here. That's the first picture. But as soon as he did the split, he hurt his groin. But no, he has been he's been with his daughter at it's like a dance like a nationals competition. And I think he's just driving back today, so he couldn't get on and do the show tonight. So, and then when I saw Scott invited, I was like, yeah, you know what? I can do it tonight, and that would be a lot of fun. So thanks for having me on, Scott.
Definitely. Hold on. You got a video for us, right?
I have a video for you.
You said a Fagan video?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mark,
it's the classic one.
Phil, this is one of Phil's top videos of all time.
Let me tell you something. When I get tired of Pornhub, that's what I fucking go. That's my go-to right there. That's a go-to. Did Did you see the I don't know if you saw the picture of me and Mike on here. It's really
I have seen that one floating along. That is a good one.
That's a good one there too.
That is a good one.
Look at Mike's sex eyes. Those are his I want to make love to people Busardo eyes right there. Look at that.
That's before Mike started using the Grecian formula right there. That's
Hell yeah, baby.
Hot. Like, you look like a star there, man. You look like you're unbelievable. Like
Thank
this
you.
is why you have a huge subscriber count, man. It's that fucking look. Look at those eyes. God damn. God damn. If my heart didn't belong to Dimitri,
You know what y'all need to do? If y'all are going to a show in Greece, why not take Mike with you? I mean, there's your star player right there.
it's true. Absolutely. Mike, can you speak Greek?
Yeah.
Great. I would have nobody to fucking talk to.
I could be your translator when Dimitri's busy yapping away.
Yeah, because he don't translate shit for me. I actually bought these earbuds. I'm going to try it. I doubt it's going to work. But it's real-time translation. You just kind of throw your phone on the table and you put these earbuds on. It's supposed to translate. And he was on a phone call once, and I tried it out. I sat the phone next to him, and I put the earbuds on. And after his phone call was all done, I was like, okay, here's what you talked about. And I was able to, tell him exactly what the highlights of his phone call was. So it was actually working. But I don't know how it would do in regular conversation if two people are talking. It'd be worth it. It would be worth a shot anyway.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Oh, we got a good question for you, and this is from the man himself, Johnny English. He said, "What is Phil's favorite camera and lens?" Here we go. Don't pull out no Logitech shit either.
No, it's the shit. It's on my Galaxy Ultra. Let me tell you something. Since I got this goddamn phone, this has been doing all my product photos. I took all my expensive cameras, I put them all aside. I do everything with this now. The camera on this thing is unbelievable. Actually, you're really talking to the wrong person on cameras. I'm not good with cameras. I'm really not. Actually, Mike Vapes, his setup, it really looks good. His lighting, his camera, everything. It really, Mike, I'm not trying to hook up with you or anything, but his shit really looks good. I'm just using a Panasonic Lumix something. I don't even fucking know the model number. I barely get by. And the other problem here too is my room is really, really small. So my lights are literally right on top of me. Right. So I don't have the room that I had in the in Rochester where I was able to get the lights further away from me. So it's passable. It's okay. But yeah, I would definitely like a better setup.
It's kind of funny you say that because I remember watching back in the day of you sitting there in the basement doing your videos. Oh.
The smoke alarm. Remember the smoke alarm?
There it is.
That's from the old one.
There it is.
Look at the size of my fucking face on that picture. My God. I definitely look back. By the way, that's another photo that I go to when I'm tired of Pornhub.
Oh God, I didn't even see that in the background.
Mm-hmm.
What's the photo of?
That's Mark and Brian when he was had his pizza on his belly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, one of you is in a bathing suit, it's a bikini top.
That's Mark.
Yeah.
That's what Fagan's a really likable guy.
I try to be.
First I'm trying to hook up with Mike Vapes, now I'm trying to hook up with Fagan. Fagan has always been that way, right? When I go to a show, I enjoy seeing him and hanging out with him. He's a very likable, very friendly guy, and he's one of those guys where I'm basically going to do whatever I want, and you either accept me or you don't, right? And I like that about him. I really do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I'll send you my PayPal account.
Yep.
Mark definitely. It has been some very funny times being with Mark because I just never would have expected the things that have happened. And it's always been, it's a story that we've talked about till I'm blue in the face, but it's just a lot of times me and Mark were the ones that would walk around the events together, just hanging out, bullshitting. And people would walk up, want to talk to Mark, and they're talking to him. Mark has no idea that they're right in front of his face talking to him. He's just looking around and shit. I'm like, Mark, this dude's reaching his hand out trying to shake your hand, brother.
Well, that's because Mark has the eye issue, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So many
yeah.
people would get pissed off thinking I was like a stuck-up.
Yeah,
dude.
like he was just completely ignoring them, and I would have to. I'd literally have to kind of shrug him and say, "Mark, dude's reaching his hand out to shake you," and he'd get startled real quick, like, "Oh shit, hey."
Hey, SD, do you remember that time it was the three of us and Brian and Mark at the convention, and Mark comes out and says, "Where the hell is Mike?"
And
I'm
standing right
standing
there.
literally right in front of him. I'm like, dude, I'm right in front of you, man.
Actually, you know, I said some really nice things about Mark Fagan, but when I first met him, I think that's exactly how I thought about him. I was like, does he not know I'm the great P. Busardo? Does he not fucking know that? Like, who the fuck? Like, seriously? No, of course I'm kidding, but yeah, no, I know. The question for you guys, and I don't think I've ever asked this, and I've never heard the story, but did you guys meet through vaping, or did you know each other before vaping?
Vaping.
For vaping.
See, isn't that fantastic? Like, besides the fact that we're going to live longer because of the technology in the industry, like, you met three amazing people, right? Like, you met some of your best friends. I met
Exactly.
Dimitri through this industry, right? And you know, although I'm appreciative for the health benefits, and I'm appreciative, you know, that you know, maybe I've been able to help some people, you know, quit smoking and move on to vaping and take advantage of totobacco harm reduction. But it's also given me the opportunity to travel to amazing places, but also to meet like really good, some assholes too,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of them, you know,
Yep.
but also to meet some really good people that I'm so proud to know now, you know, and call my friend. You know, it's,
I'm straight.
I know these guys right here. I'm better friends with these guys, and basically it's more time over a computer screen than when we've had at events and all that,
right.
than I am to friends that I see face to face all the time.
Yep.
So that's saying something.
Same
right?
here.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, really, well, I mean, before I met Dimitri in real life, it was all through these little screens and Facebook profile photos and everything. And then, you know, then you see him, you know, across a crowded corridor, and he looks at you and you look at him. And, you know, you remember the movie 10 when Bo Derek and Dudley Moore, they ran toward each other really, really slow.
Yeah.
Beaded hair was like kind of swinging. That's I saw the beaded hair on Dimitri, and then we embraced, and you know, it's been a bromance ever since. But you know, we do have our fights like an old married couple. God knows we have our fights. Yeah, I think Dimitri and I would do a lot better as just friends, and like no business, right?
Yeah.
No business would be much better because he's much better at business than I am.
I can't even picture you guys being serious like for a moment.
No, because we bust balls constantly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think it's like shtick. It's like just what you see on the video. And it's non-stop ball busting.
Yep.
And
That's
he's
the-
like, he's bad because once he finds a kink in your armor, once he finds a crack, the fucking sledgehammer comes and he will not stop. He will not stop until you crawl into a little ball and you start crying to yourself, and then maybe he'll let off a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's brutal. But I'm brutal back. So
Yeah, that's the same way we are. People think that because we bust each other's balls during the live shows, think that that's for entertainment. Off camera, they don't do that. But we're worse.
Yeah.
right.
We're worse.
Yeah.
Very bad.
There are many times where I'd be like, dude, if we can release this thread on Facebook, it would get like people would be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Really, some of the threads, some of the conversations are
yeah.
insane, right? And you're like, oh man, I wish I could show people. Sometimes I will. Sometimes it's like not too bad. I'm like, look what we talked about. Well, look what we did. But most of the times it's like, can't share that one. Nope.
Oh yeah. The group that we've got that we're all in, we would probably have to come off YouTube if that got posted.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's why we always said, like, you know, we talk about this book a lot, right? And there's no way that we would be able to release this book while we're still in the industry. We got to be way out of it before we even think about releasing this book.
But see, I know firsthand for it too, because I got to experience the both of y'all together that first time when Dimitri picked me and you up when we were going to Mohegan Sun.
That's right.
So we had about an hour and a half car ride, and it's no different than you might as well had cameras there on you. You know, it's the same thing.
That
so.
was the first time I met you too. Was at that show, wasn't it?
No,
No,
but that was the first. That was no, it wasn't. We'd actually met.
It was
I
in
thi-
Miami, wasn't it?
No,
No, Las Vegas.
no.
No.
I think me and Phil's first time meeting. We'd done the show. You'd been on my show a decent amount of times,
Yeah.
but the first time we actually met face to face is when we went to Foxwoods.
Oh, Foxwoods. You're absolutely right. It was
Yep.
the Foxwood show. Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Is he still doing those shows?
You know what? He just did a show a couple of weeks ago at Mohegan Sun, and it was based more around CBD, and there was a few vape vendors there, but
Yeah.
we seen video from it, and I swear to God, it looked like a ghost town in there.
Really? Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad what's become. And I think he did. I think he went more into like the CBD and the THC world now than he was, or he is vape. And you know, like I said, I get it, because I know people still need to make a living. They still need to feed their families and everything. But I just don't think it's doing the industry, the vape industry, you know, any good.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. I'll keep doing it until I can't do it anymore. That's all.
That's the way I was going to keep doing
Yep.
this show. Mark, you got a donation right there.
I seen that. Thank you, Nick, for that $2. Let's talk about Mark's supermarket video. I don't know what video you're talking about because it's been removed, courtesy of everyone that thought it was racist. Thank you.
Oh, good old Mark.
Seriously? Oh, but you can. But everything is racist these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just being white, you're racist.
It might have been a little racist, but it took it down. I think it was more funny than anything.
Me and Mark, and I might as well say Mike too, even though Mike's only done one. Well, I've only done one, but we're kind of getting into the world of YouTube Shorts now, where the little 15-second thing, you do whatever.
Look,
Isn't
I
that supposed to be on
technically-
TikTok?
No, well, it's kind of like a tick, but it's for YouTube.
Hey, technically, I didn't even do a short. That was a video I had. It just threw it up as a short,
Oh,
okay.
was it?
just to
Oh.
see what it was about. I'm not into that shit. I don't know.
That'd be a great idea. That's I like. You charge vape companies to do that. Like the Innokin Z80.
Yeah, you could do a
Vape one today.
15-second
Done.
clip of you just
But-
vaping their product
But think
Vape one
about it.
today.
and charge them.
Think about it. It's 15 seconds. People are going to watch 15 seconds a lot quicker than they're going to sit through 30 minutes. So
Absolutely, they will.
you'll get a lot of views on them.
Just ask, the girls who have sex with Dimitri. Just all about the 15 seconds.
Damn.
All about the 15 seconds.
Shit.
Uh-oh, he put his shades on.
Yep, here we go, because he knows what time it is. We're about to wrap this one up. Phil, I want to thank you so much for coming on. It's always good. At some point in time, I got to have you and Dimitri back on here, because we kind of get to sit back while y'all two go at it on here.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, you see the amount that I talked on this show
Yeah,
tonight.
I know.
If you have Dimitri on, it'd be none. You won't even fucking hear from me. He'll just
Well, it'll be all four of us. He talks while we just all listen. I remember that in
hang
the
out.
past. But
make yourself comfortable. Put a little pillow behind your head.
you gotta love it though.
Hey, is Dimitri done talking yet? Yeah, okay.
Oh man. But thank you for coming on tonight, brother. And,
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on,
It's always
man.
good, and we'll keep an eye out for all your future stuff coming out. And,
Absolutely, and good to hang out with you, and also Mike and Fagan too. Seriously, guys, I love that you guys are still doing it. This show has been running for a long time now. How many episodes did you say?
6 years now I've been going.
Unbelievable. God bless you. Congratulations on that. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
And I miss you guys, and hopefully we run into each other soon.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
All right, folks, we're gonna jet. Thank you for joining, and I'm gonna give you something else you want, that smooth transition out. So we'll catch y'all later, folks.
Bye, baby.
Doo-doo. That's the only reason why they stuck around, see the damn transition.